Hey, how is it going everyone? Foy is here, and in today's video we are going to explore this building right behind me. This is going to be pretty awesome, I hope so. And I'm with one of my friends actually, and we are going to explore that together. And yeah, I really hope we are going to have a good time together. And without further ado, let's get to it. So first off, I think we are going to take a look around the building. I mean, in the outside to kind of see a little bit better what it looks like. Let's go. This is actually pretty amazing how everything sort of just managed to, pretty much remain the same through the years. There is obviously some issues with the building, but overall, everything is pretty much still here. It's quite in a poor state, but everything remains. So the story behind this building is that basically it is actually a three stairs building, if I'm correct, and it did actually burn about 30 years ago, if I'm right. And basically, it is sort of a little mansion with 4 little house like the one we are actually in. And one of the house, one of the the house in the middle pretty much burnt. The roof of the house burnt, and it did collapse all over from the third floor to the first one, and basically everything did collapse, and so everyone has basically to get out there pretty fast. And I guess that does explain why there is still everything quite there, because there was just basically a fire going on. People just had to leave the place. So, because it was on fire. We're going to try to get upstairs. I try to show you a little bit later in the video some footage of where it did collapse. There is actually a few interesting room over here. I kind of wonder, I mean, how this place is still in one piece, sort of. I mean, when I see the roof up there, it is indeed quite impressive to believe that this thing is still in one piece. I really don't understand how everything did not collapse. I guess the fire got managed quite well, I guess. So I did actually came in this place a few times before, and there used to be such things as really old typewriters, you know, and there is actually still a lot of VHS. I don't know, you might have caught one or two in the video. There is actually in this very house VHS pretty much everywhere. There is also some sort of audio equipment, a little bit here and there, and as well as some stuff that probably was used in some kind of gaming before. Like I did saw a few joysticks, or at least piece of what may remain of a joystick. There is actually VHS pretty much everywhere in this house. This is really impressive. Okay, so it seems that there is no other way than going through the window to actually access this part of the building, so I'm sort of going to try to go through the window, I guess. Well, yeah. Alrighty then. I'm in. It's pretty funny how in this whole room there is only just the door in the middle remaining. Well, we've pretty much seen everything there is to see in this room. I mean, yeah, in this part of the house. And well, now we are going to go outside through the window once again, trying not to break a leg. Thank you. Well, we're now upstairs, actually on the first floor. I mean, the second one, depending on how you see it. And this one, I mean, this floor is way more. It's actually really badly damaged. There is actually holes right where I'm walking. I'm going to show you that, but definitely it's not the safest place to be, but I guess we're okay. I hope so. Oh, and I can see the hole I was talking about earlier. I mean, where the whole thing kind of burnt and it all collapsed. Gonna show you that. So as I said earlier, this floor is really badly damaged. There is actually a lot of fire damages, and basically a lot of the structure actually started to collapse here, and we've got to actually be really prudent out here. And yeah, so I'm going to go inside once again. I have to go through the window. It's the only way inside. The door are entirely blocked. I mean, there is no way you can enter using the doors because they are completely stuck against some of the stuff that just fell from the roof when it did burn a while back. And so the only way in is pretty much those windows here. So yeah, let's get in once again. Yeah. Whoa. that was a close call. Oh, there is some stuff on the ground. I've got to be prudent here. I'm not really sure it is actually stable. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to jump. Not really sure about it though. Let's try. Okay. Yep. I'm fine. Turns out to be fine, but I'm not really sure the roof and everything is going to be really safe here. It's really badly damaged, and we are actually really close from where the fire started. So I hope we're not going to have any safety issues around here. Merci. So, due to the fire damage, there is actually not a lot of stuff we can explore on this floor of the building. So, we are probably going to get to the last floor and see if there is. Yeah, trying to show you some more stuff. Actually, it seems that we can enter over here. Attends.
Enlève les verres. Hein.
So I did actually manage to go in one more room in this floor, on this floor, but it's actually really humid, and yeah, it's actually the floor seems, it appears to be completely soaked out, by the water. It's really wet everywhere. Even the walls seems to be completely wet. I actually do not really feel safe on this floor. It really does appear to be badly damaged. Oh, yeah. My friend did actually manage to find an easier way to get in. Let's see if there is anything here. No bathroom. It's actually really tiny in there. So as it is right now, I mean, from everything I've been able to show you yet, this is definitely like the most damaged sort of apartment or house, I don't really know how you want to call it. And yeah, from the whole building, this is definitely the most damaged field, the most damaged rooms, and everything is completely soaked out by the water. I mean, it's wet everywhere. There is, those things that appears on the walls when there is like too much water in it, and it actually sort of can't really get out and evaporate. So just those black mold stuff on the walls. It's actually sort of gross, but actually kind of reminds me of horror games, like Resident Evil and sort of games where there is usually black mold and such stuff everywhere around the place. It's actually quite nice, There is always this sort of weird vibe on those abandoned buildings, and especially when you know the story behind it. I mean, right now, I know that this building actually did burn. I'm not really sure actually people died in it. I guess it's actually most likely that actually a few people may have died in here, because, I mean, an entire floor did collapse, and on his way down it did sort of really damage a few floors under it. So I guess some people might have died here. So this is not like the funniest place to explore, but there is always a sort of really good vibe I do really appreciate about abandoned buildings. I have to admit that I do really love it. Urban exploration is really my thing,
Faire attention.
All right, once more, let's get through the window once again. I'm never really confident about doing it. It's I'm not a really tall person. It's not really easy for me. It's like my foot can barely reach the window. Well, I mean, we have to get out. Yeah, all right then. Tu as un coup de main? Alright, let's get. There is a lot of wind up there. Sorry. So yeah, let's get on the third floor. Watch your step, actually, it's not really stable up here. Actually getting really windy up here. We're I don't really know, I would say maybe like 10 meters high, maybe a little more. I'm not really sure about it, but this place is, I mean, this third floor, it is really like extremely badly damaged by the fire, and we are really walking on eggs here, and it's really unstable. It's like there is missing pieces of floor everywhere, and like it is the straight void right under our feet. So we've got to really watch our step here, and now, I mean, yeah, really got to be prudent up here.
peut-être pas traverser.
I find it really beautiful how the nature just came back in that place, like, you know, it just belongs here. I really love it. That's really beautiful, and that just really makes it for really, really beautiful pictures. I really love it. Let's try to walk a bit around the place. So as I told you, this is the third floor. I mean, the second one or the third one, depending on how you see it, because there is actually a sort of half basement thing we are going to visit afterward. And yeah, so this is the first floor, and this is the most damaged floor of all, because this is actually where the fire did start. You can actually see up here somewhere above my head. It's actually where the fire started. You can see like the whole structure of the building is completely burnt. This is actually getting quite hard to get through in those rooms. This is really where it all started. I mean, not exactly, but like it's the wall next to right next to this one probably, and I'm going to show you that right after that. But everything collapsed. There is a balcony over there as well. Everything just burned. It's really getting quite hard to go through everything here, but at least on this floor, I mean, we don't really have to go through the windows anymore. It's pretty much all the doors are open on this floor. Probably, I guess, when they had, you know, to just leave the place because it was just burning pretty fast, I guess. And everything just remained wide open. So yeah, here it actually does start to be a little more serious. You can see a big part of the floor collapsed right under my feet. Jeez. It's not as bad as it could be. Only, I mean, here we're only getting through one floor. If I remember properly, there is actually somewhere in the building where the floor actually collapsed, like from the top to the very end on the bottom of the building, and this is quite impressive. I'm going to try to show you that next. Right now I'm going to try to cross over here. It's not the safest thing I've done, but I think I might be alright.
Tu vas mourir. Tu vas mourir.
Tu prends photo?
Vraiment, dernier mot avant de partir.
Je suis mort en faisant ce que j'aime.
Allez, c'est noté. Je sais pas où si les pompiers viennent.
All right. There is hose absolutely everywhere, and that's what I was talking about. That's the giant hole to the building, and it goes right to the bottom of it. I'm not really sure you can actually see how deep it's actually going. I'm not even sure, but I believe we can actually see a bit of the basement completely on the right. Let me try to put the camera in. So right on the bottom here, it's actually, I believe it is the basement. We are going to get to it in a few minutes. It's actually a bit dangerous to be up here. It does make some really cool shots. The whole structure completely burnt. I mean, the whole roof burnt, and it just collapsed through the few floors underneath. Sorry. I'm not a native English speaker, you know. It's not always easy. It is really impressive indeed. And there is a window here, and it appears to be on the next side of the roof. I mean, yeah, on the next side of the building. So let's try to cross that sheet once again. Would you? Not very confident about doing it, you know. It seems that part of the structure actually started to burn, yeah. And most of it just collapsed through the floor and end up on the floor beneath our feet. Yeah, I'm not going to cross that thing once again. It's too risky, I guess. So I'm going to try to go through the... There is actually a door right here. It's probably the safest way to do that. Okay then. So I appear to be on the other side of the roof, but I mean of the building, but I'm not really sure I can actually cross to the other side, and yeah, it appears to be closed. I mean closed. Oh, hello. Okay. Open the door. There is still quite impressive hose underneath, but yeah. How freaking cool is that? I really love that in buildings. So this is actually the less damaged part of the third roof, or the third floor of the. I mean, yeah, it actually did not burn that bad. It's probably because it is on the really far end of the building, and there is appears that there is some kind of room up here. I really love how the nature just take back the place and making it its own. Alrighty then. I really don't have the best feeling ever for those big holes on the floor. And here we have another point of view on the big hole inside in the middle of the house, where everything just collapsed. I have to get through a window once again. I'm tired of this bullshit, man. Okay, let's try to not fall off. Yeah. Woo! Thanks God the floor did not collapse. Oh. Let me show you that. This is really insane how the whole thing just burnt down to the bottom of this place. So they just found the toilets. Yep. There is sort of a bathroom here. Yeah. nothing really to see here. So I guess we've actually seen everything there is to see for the the door is actually just closing on my friend right behind me. So yeah, don't worry, no ghost, just about the wind, just cause of the wind. And yeah, so I actually believe that we've seen everything there is to see for the three floors. And now we are going to take a look at the basement. So we are going to go all the way back, to the bottom of the building. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to the basement. Try not to fall on this crappy balcony. Watch your head. Woo! So there is actually a way to get up to the third floor using the stairs as well. It's going way up to the top. So this is actually the entrance for the basement. But if I remember, we might have an entrance around here. We can see there is a door. Yes, we appear to have an entrance around here. Yeah, this is our way to the basement. Alright, let's get into it. Yep. I did not take my flashlight. We might actually need one. I really can't believe I actually visited this place at night. So all the rooms are pretty much the same than here. There is nothing really special to see. I mean, this is pretty much a basement, so there is just a little mess in some rooms. It's nothing really incredible. Kind of wonder if I can turn on my my flashlight even if I'm recording. There is just spider webs everywhere around the place. I like the door. I like the door that started to close on ourselves. So you haven't seen any yet? So yeah, we haven't seen any of those yet, but probably afterward. But something that actually kind of creeps me out in this. So one of the only thing that kind of creeps me out in this basement is actually there is a few children toys here and there, and it's it's not really terrifying, but just I would say it's a bit uncanny, and it just makes you feel out of place. It's just a bit odd, So this is what I was talking about earlier. You see, we are in the basement, and we actually can see the very top of the building where I was a few minutes earlier. This is really impressive. Like the whole thing managed to collapse right to the basement. It's the very, very bottom of the place. See what I was talking about? There is a few children toys around the place. There is a desk here, and a toilet or pieces of toilet. There is not so much stuff as I remember, but probably coming in the next rooms. I used to visit this place. The first time I visited this place, it actually was at night, because it's not actually forbidden, but this thing here.
Oh, oh putain. Je peux rentrer là. C'était quoi ça?
It's a plush toy just hanging on the roof. C'est une peluche qu'ils ont genre pendu.
C'est rassurant.
Indeed. There is actually, let me just 1, 2, 3. Boom. There is actually pretty huge rooms for a basement. Still, it is in really, really poor condition. So the fun thing, the fun fact about so the fun fact about that plush right behind me, it's I said I actually came in this place a few times before, and at night a few times, and it actually quite moves. So I sort of hope that actually people did move it, and not that I believe that much in ghosts and stuff, but still, So there is here what remains probably, what I used at the time to store the water, or maybe to store the hot water. or I don't know. I'm not really an expert in. Okay, so maybe I mean, considering what there is right on those things, maybe it was used to store some kind of fuel, you know, to probably heat the place when it was cold. I don't really know. And so here ends our journey on this kind of weird mansion, but it was pretty cool, and there was a pretty good vibe about it, and it is indeed a really, really nice place with all the nature taking back the place and making it its own. And it was a really nice place to explore, and it was actually pretty huge, and even with the basement thing and the little scare with the door hanging from the roof, and I mean this giant hole in the middle of the building, and yeah, the fire damage and stuff. That was pretty impressive, and that was a nice place to visit. So I really do hope that you enjoy this trip as well. And so yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe for more videos in fashion coming soon. So yeah, I'll see you guys the next time. 5 logging out.